Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be the best version of yourself? I have. And one day I actually woke up and decided that I wanted to be the better version of me. I wanted to feel better, look better, and just be better. So I created this challenge to transform my life over the next 3 months, and what better way to keep myself accountable than doing it in front of everybody. So here we are. Welcome to my Get My Life Together in 100 Days challenge. Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have something super special for you guys, at least I think so. It is a new series, and I'm going to be doing this series in the form of a challenge, more specifically, as you can tell from the title. She is Get Your Life Together in 100 Days challenge. Have you ever woken up one day and just thought to yourself that you wanted to be the best version of you? Well, even if you didn't, I did. Honestly speaking, I think that compared to most people my age, I have my life pretty together. But there are just a few little wrinkles, a few habits, bad habits that I'd like to break, and good habits that I would like to create. A lot of my older friends, the people that are in their like mid-30s, early 40s, have told me that in their experience, the habits, especially the physical ones that you create in your late 20s, are the ones that are going to stick with you. Like, they're going to stick with you for the rest of your life, even though they're in their 40s, so how would they know? But stay with me. Apparently, the habits that you create in your late 20s are the ones. And so, given that, I did everything that I was supposed to do, I guess, I'm financially stable, and I just have the time and the means to get my life together. Why 100 days and why am I doing it like this? 100 days because I feel that it's really easy for me to do something for 7 days, and it's really easy for me to do something for 30 days, and then it's really easy for me to stop those things that I did. I don't know. It takes a while for me to consider something second nature and routine, and I realized that actually science backs this up. Studies show that it takes 66 days before you actually form a habit, and so I thought 100, that's a nice round number, and that's enough time to not only develop lasting habits, but also reinforce and build on top of them. That's how we got to the 100 days rather than the usual 7 or 30 days that at least I'm used to seeing all over the internet. And I'm gonna do it on social media in front of you guys, because what better way to hold myself accountable than do this challenge while everybody else is watching. I also thought it could be really cool as a thing to do together. You'll see at the end of the video that I came up with a worksheet that can allow you guys to come up with your own 100-day challenges, and you can essentially follow along, and we can all do this together and see where we're all at in the next 100 days. I'm currently in week 3, which is basically why I thought, why not bring this challenge on YouTube as well? Because in doing it, I realized that it's something that I can chronicle and I can tell about long form. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I did in the first week of my Get My Life Together in 100 Days challenge. I think the first week should be spent understanding exactly what you're going to do for the next 100 days. And I decided to map out the whole 100 days, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. So what I have here is the document that I developed in the first week of my Get My Life Together in 100 Days challenge. Essentially, it's broken up into 2 parts. It's broken up into macro goals and micro goals. As I said, I decided that the challenge is going to be 100 days, with the first part being 60 days. And given the way 60 days breaks down into time, I said, okay, that's 8 weeks. What are some areas of my life that I would like to improve in the next 8 weeks? I think 5 is a great number, because if you choose 5, that means that you'll have an area a day to focus on and 2 days during the week to rest and reflect on what you're doing. And I think that rest and reflection is just as important as the actual challenge itself. And so the first part of my document has my 5 macro areas, which I decided were going to be fitness, nutrition, appearance, organization, and social media. And I broke those down into where I am today and where I want to be in the next 60 days. And so for fitness, I'm currently 59 kilos, working out 3 times a week. And where I want to be in 60 days, I actually want to maintain my 59 kilos, maybe tone myself up a bit, but I want to maintain that mass. And I want to get to working out 4 times a week. 3 times a week is already like a huge accomplishment for me. So I didn't want to get too crazy and say start working out every day. I thought that 4 times a week was very attainable. In addition to where I am today and where I want to be in the next 60 days, I also wrote down what I think I'm going to need along those weeks. And so I think that for my fitness goal, I'm going to need workout routines, I'm going to need tech that makes working out more efficient and trackable. Note, I wanted all of my goals to be SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time specific. So to my initial 60 days. So we have a specific and quantitative 59 kgs 3 times a week to 59 kgs but 4 times a week. Time specific in these 60 days. It's relevant because I want to get to a point where I'm working out a lot and it's attainable. 1 extra day a week is not too bad. Moving on to my nutrition area, right now I eat pretty well, but my diet is not very disciplined. There will be some times where I might skip a meal, or I'll eat an extra meal, or I'll deviate from, my meal plan. And honestly, I don't have any meal prep and my diet doesn't have a lot of variety. I basically eat the same things every day. So in 60 days, I want to have a diverse but balanced diet with regular meal prep to make healthy eating basically second nature and efficient. I feel like if I integrate meal prep into my nutrition, it just takes all the guesswork out of cooking. There's not going to be oh my gosh, I'm home and I have to make dinner. Or like if Enrico feels like that, because honestly, Enrico's usually the one that cooks. If Enrico doesn't feel like making something that I want to eat or something that's in line with my diet, I can still stick to it. I think it'll take a lot of the guesswork and the stress out of food prep and eating. And so I think that I'm going to need to do some research on meal planning because I've never done it before and I don't know really what I'm doing. And I will probably need tech that makes meal planning and prep more efficient and trackable. That's what I learned from what I've achieved in fitness so far. If there's an app for it, I want to know. Then my appearance. So it might be difficult for you guys to believe because you guys see me in this form, but honestly speaking, unless I have to, which is not that often, I don't really wear makeup. I don't put a lot of effort into my style. I feel like since it's become my job, it's kind of become, I don't know, it's not like before. When I was in high school, I would dress up and do my makeup every single day. I would wake up at like 6 a.m. to do my makeup before school, and I would go with a full beat to high school every single day. And I liked it. It wasn't like this weight. I don't know when it became a weight. I don't know when it became habit to not really care about my appearance anymore. But given that it's my job to look good, I just figured that I would like for that to also be an area that I improve in my life, and it just becomes second nature to look put together all the time. As is, I have a classic style, but I generally don't put much effort into my appearance unless I have to, and I commonly leave the house in my gym clothes. You know how they talk about how in Italy you can't wear sweats outside? I do it all the time. And but I'd like my style to be more intentional and stand out. I'd like to have a better style, and I'd like to get back to wearing makeup regularly. I don't want to wear sweats unless I'm going to the gym. And to do this, I think I'm gonna need mood boards. I'm probably gonna work a lot with Pinterest, and I'm going to digitize my closet, and I think that's gonna be a whole episode. Now, of course, these macro areas should be very specific to you, like appearance. Again, I work in a job where my appearance actually matters, so I think it makes sense that that's an area that I would want to improve, but it's also a pretty superficial area, and you guys, if it's not relevant to you, you definitely don't need to have a goal to improve your appearance. My next macro area is organization. So right now, my house is mostly clean, but I have a lot of clutter, especially in my storage areas, even in this little desk or in my little nightstand. It's a mess. I don't want any clutter in my life. I want to get to a place where my home and my space is almost always in order and clean. I would love for it to always be in order and clean, but I'm assuming that's impossible. So I want to get to that place, and I want to integrate a routine with cleanliness steps, because I think that it's going to be something that I just have to go at every single day, but I don't want it to take up a significant amount of time of my day. I'm not going to spend an hour a day cleaning. I think I might need more storage systems, and I also think that I'm gonna have to do a lot of decluttering. My last macro area is social media. So this one's ironic, but obviously since I work on social media, I've gotten to this place where I'm chronically online, and I don't like it because I feel like the value that I'm getting on social media, at least as a consumer, is not very much. I feel like I spend a lot of time doom scrolling, a lot of time scrolling content that just leaves me with nothing, and I don't want it. I don't want it. So right now I use social media excessively, and I don't feel like I get a lot of value from my social media use as a consumer. Obviously, as a creator, I do get value out of it, but as a consumer, could be better. And so in the next 60 days, I want to significantly reduce my time on social media and increase the quality of my social media usage. I want it to be that when I put down the phone, I always put down the phone, leaving it inspired, or that I learned something. Like, I never want to feel anxious, which is how I usually feel when I put my phone down, in the rare occasions that I put it down. And in this part, I think I might need some apps. Are there apps for managing your social media screen time? I don't know, but I'm gonna look into them. So those are my macro areas. And once I got my macro areas defined, then remember I said that there are 8 weeks in the first 60 days. So I break down each macro goal into like 8 miniature goals that will allow me to achieve the macro goal. These weeks are sequential and build on top of themselves. So if I'm doing A in week 1 and B in week 2, it means that in week 2 I'm doing both A and B, if that makes any sense. For example, in my fitness macro goal to maintain my weight but move my way up to going to the gym 4 times a week, I have that in week 1, I want to define and write down 3 workout routines by the end of the week. So that's basically a workout routine for each day that I already go. Then in week 2, I want to integrate a Fitbit and a fitness app into my daily routine. I want to track at least 10,000 steps a day, 510 calories burned, like active calories, and at least 1 hour of exercise and 12 hours of standing a day. So I got a lot of these metrics as like the default metrics on my Apple Watch for my weight and age, etc., etc. But yeah, you just want to be specific in detailing how you're going to get to that goal of maintenance, and basically the maintenance part of my my fitness challenge. And for this, you can use apps, you can use ChatGPT, you can talk to a personal trainer. There's a lot of ways to get this information. Just be very specific to yourself. In week 0, I was already going to the gym 3 times a week. In the week 1, I came up with the exercise routines for those 3 days. And in week 2, I got my Apple Watch and I set it up so that I had my Apple Watch, my fitness app all synced together. So that I put the exercises, the 3 exercises, into my tech. And I was now using the tech and the exercises during the 3 days a week that I go. So I don't know if that's clear, but it's all building one on top of each other so that it will ultimately get to the point where I have this like super solid, unbreakable workout routine that has me working out 4 times a week really efficiently. So I essentially do this for all 5 of the macro areas. There were some spaces that I didn't really like. For example, maybe in some macro areas, I could only think about 5 miniature goals, and that's where AI comes in. I put them into ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT to help me brainstorm other micro goals. And so in the end, this is the second part of my plan. This is going to take me through the first 60 days. The idea is after the first 60 days, I'm going to have all of these great habits developed and formed, and then I'll be able to choose whether I want to add some new macro areas, if I want to add some new macro goals, whether it be with, I don't know, my social life, and or if I want to build on to one of these, like if I want to now, I don't know, increase my workout to yet another day, I can modify and take those modifications to the last 40 days. So I essentially get to a point where in the first half, the first 60 days, I'm really establishing and reinforcing my goals. And then in the second half, the last 40 days, I'm reinforcing and building on top of those goals. So the idea is that once the 100 days is over, I'm gonna be a whole new me. And if you want, you can be a whole new you as well, because I'm gonna have a blank template for you guys to download for free so you can come up with your own 100-day challenge and we can all do this together. You can spend a day to fill out the whole template, but I just feel like if you take a week to be conscious, you're gonna realize ways in which your plan can be a bit more practical. Like maybe you'll see that something doesn't fit into your schedule or something isn't very feasible for you to be able to do. If you really observe yourself yourself for 5-6 days, I think that's how you're going to be really intentional about your plan. And the better your plan, the better your map, the easier it's going to be to reach those big goals that you set for yourself. On the 7th day, I think you should rest and just prepare to meet the best version of yourself. At least for me, I want to just program in at least 2 days, 2 rest days, 2 reflection days, 2 cheat days, if you will, just so that I can give myself the flexibility to, I don't know, miss a day or do something wrong, or if I'm just not feeling like doing something, to not have to do something. That's it, you guys. That's my Get My Life Together in 100 Days challenge. I've already started. It's week 3, as I said, and week 3, it's difficult. It's difficult. Week 1 was easy. Week 2 was also easy. But week 3, now we're forming the habit, and it's hard. But I'm really determined to get to the end. I can't wait to see all the things that I'm gonna learn, because what if I get to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I'm the best version of myself, but I'm not the most happy? That could happen. That is a possibility. But the idea is to, try. Are you guys with me? Are you gonna do this challenge as well? Even if you're not, I think it could be fun to just follow along, and at least it gives me something to talk about for a bit on YouTube. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Have you ever tried something like this? Would you be interested in trying something like this? And be sure to let me know if you're going to be with me on this challenge. And I'll see you next week with my week 2 update. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.